Hey YouTube, I don't think I've ever made a video about grinding welding on bodywork, but you can see that I started to grind this down and you can't really see the weld. I mean, you can see where the weld is here and there, but I just want to show you what I would consider and what, you know, you're shooting for. So I'm going to zoom in on this little patch. Now you're going to have to put up with the noise because I don't know how to edit the film yet to get it to only have my voice, so you're going to have to hear the grinder. But I can talk loud, so here's what you're after. First of all, I have one of these flap discs on here. Now this one's been worn down a little bit, but I like these because they don't quite make the metal as hot as a grinding wheel does. But you can use a grinding wheel if you have to. So let me just show you a little bit about how you do this. What I'm basically doing is getting a high weld off of the body. So it doesn't take much to do with this. Now here's what you're after. You see where this is? I've already got the metal, the weld blended or ground down, and I'm also hitting the body. Now you need to be careful of that because you'll tear a hole right through the body with these things. So the thing you want to do though is you're looking for all one color in the metal. So you got to watch how you tilt the blade and stuff. Like you see that little black spot, you can actually blend that in like that if you're careful and watch how you're doing that. Now this means that the body is flush out to here, and then there's a little hole, a little dip. Now that's where the weld gets, when you weld, it heats up the metal, it pulls in on it a little bit. So that's alright for me, I don't mind that because it gives me a place to put the body filler. Although if you can get it perfectly flat, you know, that's the object of the game. That's what you're after. Now when you have something like this, where the grinders hit here and there, but it hasn't hit in the middle, you want to stop because you can fill that in. So you can see as I'm going to grind along this line here, through the middle of it. You can see I'm hitting both sides, but I'm not hitting the bottom of where that patch is. So that means that the patch is a little bit low. It's not going to hurt anything because you're going to fill this with body filler. But if you're really good and you really watch what you're doing and you take your time, you could put, and I've done it a lot, but I don't have the patience for it, you literally can put a patch in, tack weld it very slowly, keep it cool, and you can make that thing so that it all looks like this little spot here. You won't even see that weld in there. You don't want to let it get too hot if you can help it. You can tell when it's getting hot when it starts to turn blue or black. Now you can see I'm touching both sides, but I'm not getting that middle out of there. So I'm going to let that go. I'm going to move away from it. But the ideal thing is to have it like that top is, right in here. You see how that's disappearing there, those marks? Okay, so now when I rub, wow, that's hot. When I rub my hand over that, these holes are low. There's nothing high there. Most of that stuff is low. And you want it to be low. It's kind of like, I don't know, I think you guys know that I used to be a builder and I built a lot of houses, and when you spackle, you want things low. That's why you dimple the nail. It's the same thing with body putty. think of spackling. I don't know if you know how to do that, but you're actually going over that. Same thing like if you ever done concrete work and you use a screed board. You're going to screed over this with the body putty, and you're going to fill in the imperfections. So as far as I'm concerned, this is good. Now, it would be nice if this was perfectly flat, or if you get all the mill scale off the metal. So, if you want to go after that a little harder, you can see I removed that. I'll work on removing this one. Now see, that's a little low there. I don't want to go too low with it. But that's how you work that out. And I'm going to do that with all of the pieces that are on the body here and get them as low, as low as I can. But you don't want to do a lot of grinding on the body itself, because you will go through and you're making the metal thinner, which is not what you're after. But this will give me a nice thing. When I rub my board over this with the body putty on it, it'll just stick very nicely. You want to also try and get the paint and primer and stuff about 3 inches away from that. So this is the equivalent to a 60 grit sandpaper. So now that'll give me a bigger area to blend into. And then I'm going to sand this with my palm sander or my orbital sander, your air sander, whatever you have, to blend this in a little. Because as you're hitting this with this thing, you're burning the metal, and you're burning the paint actually, and you're going to make the paint get hard and lines and stuff in it. I don't know if I'm showing that or not, but like right here. So anyway, that's how you grind so that you can barely see what you got there. Alright, right? So the weld is actually down here further. This is above the weld, so it's not like I didn't get the patch welded. The patch is solid. So, alright guys, that's it for today. Bye.